Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Being on the Screen. Now, on this podcast, we're going to do Q&A things. We're going to do just random stories that just happened that I don't feel like talking about. And also, we might have a few friend guests on this show. Or maybe I'll just be playing a game or something. Game reviews, that could happen on this podcast. Yeah. So, on the last video where I introduced Being on the Screen, I said that I was going to do a Q&A kind of thing. So, let's go ahead and pull up that thing. Let me pull it up really quickly. Okay, so it turns out I have 6 comments waiting in my comments thing, all from the same person. They managed to top out She managed to make my world record of the most amount of comments on a video. And also there are some for review that I'm going to look at, because I didn't look at... Okay, yeah, alright. So, likely spam. What is your most interesting story? Anyway, so let's go ahead and hop into the first question. Didn't mean to hit play on that video. So, the very first question is, hi. Well, that's a toughie. Hi. How you doing? It's great. Nice question there. Alright, second question. What is your worst cooking story? I would say it's probably the microwave egg disaster, but I think another really bad one was probably whenever my mom tried to teach me how to make eggs. I had the bowl, and I poured flour into it, and all of a sudden I tried putting the mixer into it, and it just went all over my face, and it was the worst. It actually kind of hurt, because I'm not the best cook, as my other video stated. I'm not the best, so that was bad. And then whenever I tried to make cake with my mom, but I'm gonna actually save that story, because I already have that in my videos to do playlist folder thing on my computer. So, I have that. So, that's essentially my worst cooking story that I haven't talked about yet. Which is... I want those pancakes back. Anyway, third question. The worst time your dog pooped on the floor. Oh boy. So, it's gonna get gross in here. So, I came home from school, and I was just like, I saw my dog. He had a guilty face, like he didn't do anything yet, but he was planning on doing something. You know, like he just had that look on his face that he was going to do something. And I was just like, yeah, I'm lazy. I want to go make food. So I immediately just made food, and then went into the living room and ate. And I just hear, and I'm like, oh, my dog probably, farted, typical. And I look, and he's not in the living room, so I go into the kitchen, and there's poop everywhere. It's like liquid beans. So it's just everywhere. It's really gross. Ugh, gosh, bad flashbacks. Cleaning it up is a horror story. Anyway. Question 4? Yeah, question 4. I probably should say the name of this person. Rebecca Epping has all these questions for me. So, Rebecca Epping, who is your favorite singer/band? Well, my favorite singer/band doesn't really fit into either of those categories. My favorite artist, I'm gonna change the question to who is your favorite artist. My favorite artist is Lindsey Stirling. She has inspired me to pick up violin. I'll be talking about that in the video soon. And also, I guess I should answer who my favorite singer is/band, one of those categories. I'm not actually sure who my favorite singer/band is. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna look at Spotify here. I think it has to go. I don't know. I have no ideas. So, I'm going to say that it's a person. I have no idea. My favorite band, like I'm gonna say heavy metal band. I don't really listen to that much heavy metal, but out of the ones I've listened to, these are the ones that have actually made me happy. The only ones that I'm okay with listening to. It's Asking Alexandria. They're cool. My brother got me into them. So yeah, Next question. What is your favorite math class story? My favorite math class story. Probably whenever I was trying, so this has nothing to do with math, but it was in math class. So I just got into the class, and I was tired, but I was super proud of myself because I just got a haircut, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look cool. I put on my cool vest thing. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what to call them. They're things that look cool over a shirt. So I was wearing one, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look so cool. And I just looked around the classroom trying to do that, like, cool person thing. And I kicked someone's desk, and it hurt really bad. And then I tripped over someone else's desk, and I had to push my hands out. Oh, it hurt so bad. There were pencils everywhere. And everybody laughed at me. So, yeah, don't try to be cool. Be yourself. Man. Didn't think this podcast would get into an advice podcast. Anyway, next question. Have you ever watched Jaden's Animation or The Odd Ones Out? And if so, what is your favorite video by them? I have definitely watched both of them. They were my inspirations. You would know that if you watched my very first video. I am unplugging my own videos. Anyway, the sound of that didn't sound very good. So, I have watched I'm reading comments, really confused. It's really confusing. You put Jaden's Animation. Have you, oh man, I'm good at reading. Have you watched Jaden Animations? Yes. I have. She was my very first inspiration for doing animation, and Odd Ones Out was a secondary one. So yeah, and my favorite video by them, favorite Jaden video has probably got to be the first one I've seen. I saw was Things I Do That Adults Probably Don't Do, Plagiarized Jaden Edition. I love that video. And I really don't have an Odd Ones Out favorite video. I think it was the 12 Days of Christmas on a Budget. That was the one I watched the most times. That was definitely my favorite one. Okay, so that was the last question. Well, that's not good. So I'm just going to think, what's a very good summer story that I had this year? Actually, this summer story wasn't exactly a summer story from this year. Since it's nearing the end of summer, I am thinking, yeah, I should probably talk about some funny stories that happened in summer. So, a couple years ago, we were, I was going with my family to Holiday World. I was with my cousin Isaac, who actually gave me the idea for the name of this podcast, my brother and my mom. And we were all driving there, and it was all fine. And then we ate at a Subway, and we were like split on whether McDonald's or Subway, and the opinions were Isaac didn't care, our mom wanted McDonald's, and we don't like McDonald's. Me and my brother didn't want McDonald's. So we went to Subway, and the food was not as good as it should have been. It was kind of gross. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready for roller coasters. And we went, and I looked at the weather, and it's supposed to be horribly raining and storming later that day. So that kind of scared me a little bit, because I didn't want to be on the roller coaster, and then lightning struck, and then boom, everyone dies in sadness. But that didn't happen. Because some other things happened. We got to the place, and we were waiting in line for a while, and we finally got inside. And we waited in the Santa Claus place where they have free drinks at the very entrance. We were just sitting there, and we were getting drinks, and all me and my brother see is just my cousin opening the trash and just seeing just vomit all over the place. It was actually really funny the way it happened. And then we sat down, and I was like, oh man, we might have to go home, and I'll be sad. So we were, and Mom was like, you want to go home? And Isaac, being the awesome cousin, was like, yeah, no, we're gonna stay and have fun. And we did have fun. We stayed in the wave pool. Then I went on my very first roller coaster, which I almost passed out on, and then then we got back to the wave pool. We played around for a little bit, and I also went on my first water coaster then. That was a lot of fun. And I think the worst thing was that it started raining, and they had to close some of the rides, and I was really sad because we wanted to ride Raging Rapids, and we didn't get to do that. So it was kind of a flop of the year at Holiday World. This year's Holiday World trip was a lot of fun, though. We just did things. We did the things that we would have had more fun doing if bad luck didn't happen. But yeah, that was essentially what happened, and yeah, that's what happened on my Holiday World trips. Now, I think I'm gonna talk about something else. So, I want to talk about how my first animation happened. My very first animation was actually a little clip that I showed in Welcome to Beaniest Drawings, my very first video. I showed that. It was where there's this one guy I drew sitting on a chair, and then the next frame it says who needs gravity? He's floating on a chair. And then the next frame was excuse me. The next frame was a wink, and it was really weird. I don't know why, but I was contemplating doing it because I was afraid that I wouldn't be good enough. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to test myself. So I was like, I wonder if I can draw something that looks good enough to do animations. So I drew that, and I was super proud of it. And then I immediately just started working on this animation, which took about 30 minutes, and it was kind of funny because I finished the animation with the script in mind, and I was like, yeah, I have this animation completely planned out. I'm totally ready for this. And I just started looking at the script, and I didn't base it off of audio. I just based it off of a script, which is a horrible idea. And if you're gonna start animating, never do that. What you want to do, what you want to do is have audio pre-recorded and work off of that, because I'll tell you about the story of what happened with My Puppets 2. That's whenever I thought it was a big issue. So, this is a short animation, so I decided to do that, and it actually worked really well. I had the animation done, and my brother was like, you know what, let's upload this to YouTube. And I was like, oh, in my dream. So, actually before that, I started trying to do animation, where I took my camera and put it face down so you can only have the mic. And I was thinking my brother could maybe sample that audio, take it out, and then put it in the video. And that didn't work because he didn't try. Because I was like, he'd be like, it's easier if we just use my mic and use a proper software instead of Movie Maker. So we did that, and it turns out that his mic is a lot better than the mic I have right now. So my very best audio for any video is actually my first one. So that's what I was really proud of. I was extremely proud of that, because I was just like, man, I feel like a professional, even though I didn't know how to do background music or anything, but I didn't care. I was proud of what I did. So, yeah, what I ended up doing was I had to memorize my entire script, which was not very hard because after repeating it so many times, it just, you memorize it so fast. So I memorized it and immediately had to go to my brother's room and start the audio, and I had to just think in my mind how the script should have gone by watching the video. And I was like, this is wonderfully easy. It should be really wonderful. And I ended up moving on to My Puppets 2. It's an animation that I started working on immediately after Welcome to the Beaniest Drawings. So once again, I decided to go off of the script with this, and it was actually working really well again. I got the whole animation. I hit the mic. Ow. It was actually going wonderfully. I had all of the animation frames done which ends up like leading to like 105 frames, just individual pictures on my computer, which is, it wasn't bad at the time, but now I'm like, I have Krita now and I'm happy with it. So I had that done, and once I got that done, I was like, yeah, it's time for the audio. But this video is like a minute, almost a minute longer. So how am I supposed to remember a minute 29 of pure script? And I was actually really frustrated and I was nervous that I would have to restart the whole thing because I was dumb. So what I ended up doing was, I just got scared. I was looking, because sorry to change the subject, but I'm looking down at my, because I have the video that I'm talking about on my TV screen while I'm doing this. But I looked down and I just saw something from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and it scared me. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I was really afraid that I was going to have to start the whole thing over again, all the 200 frames or whatever I had. So I had to figure out a solution. I tried doing the whole script thing. I tried restarting it. I gave up on that because I was too frustrated. And I was like, because I'm using Movie Maker, so you know how on the Movie Maker side, you see like the individual lines that have like the pieces of frame that you have? Well, what I decided to do was I just decided to go line by line, memorizing the words that I had to do. And it worked. That's how I ended up with my Pubbos. So this was the most frustrating video to make. Moving on to the red hair incident. This video is one of my favorites of all time. It was so much fun to make. Also my longest animation and the most movement in animation that I did a long time ago. I had the animation completed, but I pre-recorded the audio. So once I pre-recorded the audio and got it all finished, I started animating, and there's nothing really interesting about the animation process there. It was kind of frustrating trying to animate a shopping cart moving, but I ended up getting that done, and this is definitely the most fun animation I've ever done. But I think I did have an issue. What was the issue with this one? Oh yeah, the issue was, it took so long. So there was like a time difference from this video to the next one. And actually, let's see what the time difference was. Actually, no, they're all the same. That wasn't the issue. That was an issue with one of my newer videos. Oh yeah, the issue was I put my face at the end of the video, which I didn't want to do. I just wanted to leave it, just like, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to leave it just at an ending. But I didn't, because I was just like, yeah, I promised I would put a picture, because I wasn't thinking. And I was like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to put a video. So I had to private the video, which made me sad, because it was the most fun video. And then they introduced, like, the cropping of videos and trimming of videos while while it's still uploaded. So I did that, and now the video just had a little bit cut off. But now, I'm really satisfied with it. So yeah, that was definitely the most fun animation to make. And also, this animation has the best memories because it was near Halloween, and just that smell in the air. Every time I watch this video, I feel like I get a scent of just happiness from Halloween. So much fun. Oh, I love Halloween. I'm so excited. Not my favorite holiday though. That's Christmas. Talk about that later. Quick update. This video was my first ever and only Flash video. I decided to do I decided to do a video where I just tried doing Flash because my brother downloaded Flash for me. I was really excited about this, and as soon as I got it, I was working like crazy. So I got this first animation done. It was the first animation where I did shading, and it was so much fun. It was only 30 seconds long, but I managed to get a laugh out of my brother out of the broccoli head scene. It was just so much fun. I can't express how much fun Flash is. And then tragedy struck. As in, my computer stopped working. So, it got so slow. and it was really frustrating because I just finished an animation, a newer animation, my second Flash animation, and I was so proud of it because I was slacking off so hard, and I just wanted to get it done, and I finally got it finished. And then my brother was like, "Okay, I think there's malware on this computer," and I was like, "No, I'm so sad." And he told me that he can save my Flash animation on a drive, and I was like, "Yay, I can upload this." And he couldn't. He couldn't figure out how to do it, and my heart was broken. I was so sad, so just crushed, as I just wasted all that time. And all the malware was probably from the Flash download and stuff, so that's why I was really sad. Then that leads to It's Been a While, one of my least favorite videos. This video is the start of the annoying era for me. It's probably not annoying to you guys, but it's very annoying to me. So It's Been a While was just me recapping the whole story I just told you guys about. So, yeah, so this video, not really proud of it. And that's when I had that really weird sketchy style that I didn't like, so I had to change that. And then Drawing Talk. Oh, Drawing Talk. How I regret you so. So Drawing Talk was definitely a special time for me. I just wanted to try something new because I was inspired by Jaden, how she did the whole how she did the, like, she would draw with James and she would like do Pokemon stuff, and I wanted to do something like that, but no one else that I know likes to draw that I can communicate with, like, face to face. So I decided to do this, and this is the first Drawing Talk video is the most. So anyway, Drawing Talk is the most cringy video for me because I just didn't know what to do, and it was 9:05 and it was close to me going to sleep, so I was really just like, ugh, gotta get something out there, and I did, and I regret it. And same thing with part 2, wasn't that good. Part 3 was kind of funny, I like that one. It was the only one that was okay for me. And then my favorite animation that I ever worked on, things that make me uncomfortable. I love this animation. It took the most time, but it was the start of my new style that I still use today. I haven't been using it very much because I've been doing a lot of short animations, but I do love this new style that I have, and it makes me feel like I'm doing better. So I have this animation, and the way that this animation got finished was like I was halfway done. I was at the barbershop area, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just animate a few frames. And I did it up until probably about, I started animating frames until I was at 129 in the video. And I was like, I'm actually going to get this finished now. I'm going to get it finished. I'm going to be satisfied with it. So I kept working hard, and I finally actually got it finished. And it was a little sloppy near the end, but it wasn't too bad. And it was actually the most fun I've ever had with an animation. I think I said that with the other video, but this was the most fun. So, yeah, that was that one. And then we're gonna move on to Venom Paint, or Microwave Egg Disaster. This one's also fun. It is the start of short animations for me. And I thought this was just a perfect idea. I think this was near Easter. Was this near Easter? I can't see, it's not working, but I did this because, I don't know, I just felt like it was time to do another little animation. I finished it in one day, so that just proves that I'm lazy sometimes. Yeah, it is semi-near Easter. It was May 31st. So, I don't think it's really near Easter. But then, we had Venom Painting 1. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hate this video. It wasn't too bad. Like, I had fun painting, but I just think that the voiceover that I did was kind of, it's kind of I think I could have done better with that. I was also home alone, so I probably could have done much better, but I just didn't feel like it because I guess I was lazy that day too. Then another quick update. The latest animation I just did this because I uploaded a new video on a different channel, my brother's channel. Check him out, he's cool. Almost Architect, follow him on Twitch. Actually, he's Chris Carnage now. You're welcome, Christian. Anyway, so, yeah, go check out that video, by the way. It's in the link on that video. So, go check that out if you want to. If you want to see another animation, if you haven't already. And then there's Kevin. I had so much fun making this video. It was just, I loved throwing a penguin across my room. And it's also the most variety, the most variety of, comments I've got. I don't know who two of these people are, but, thanks for commenting. And, then welcome to be on the screen. Pretty self-explanatory, just welcoming you guys to this podcast I'm doing right now. So, we're approaching the end, I think. Yeah, approaching the end. But I do have a couple more things to say. So, I feel like this video might have been boring to some people, but that's honestly kind of how a podcast is. A podcast is kind of like, what you do is you just talk, and it's kind of like a background thing for me. Because I listen to Ear Biscuits, and that's just kind of like, I just have it in the background, like if I'm just on the bus or something and I just want to listen. It's like, yeah, just listen. It's just fun. But that's kind of why I made this. I want to have something so you guys can just listen for 30 minutes to an hour a day. Just listening to me being an idiot. Laughing at me being an idiot. So, yeah. I have a little mini story. I just bought a Pikachu onesie, and it's a lot of fun. I'm playing around with it. It's fun being a Pikachu. Pikachu's my favorite. I know Pikachu is a very stereotypical Pokemon to have your favorite, but he is my favorite. I love everything to do with Pikachu. I play Pikachu in Smash. He's my main. I have a Pikachu onesie. I have a Pikachu plushie. I drew Pikachu in Drawing Talk Part 2. Yeah, I just wore Drawing Talk into my just mini story on Goldfish Break. Sorry about that. So, yeah, that was the very first podcast. Thank you for listening. It was actually a lot of fun to do this. It's just fun talking for 30 minutes. I don't know, it feels very freeing. It's also not scripted, so I think this is my best non-scripted video. I've only done 2 of those. 3 of those. 4 of those. Wow. I'm really not good at gauging that. 5 of those. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, the 5 non-scripted ones were Drawing Talk 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm Painting 1, and Welcome to Be on the Screen. And I guess you can count Kevin, but there was no vocals, so maybe, yeah. Excuse me. So, yeah. That was the first podcast. Thank you for listening in. You should expect another one of these after I finish the next animation. The last animation about Nerf Wars was actually a really quick one, but that was because I wanted to really test out the limits of Krita, the new software I use. So, yeah. Thank you for listening in. Bye-bye, everyone.